In 1974, marine biologists undertook a study to explore how sharks would behave when removed from their natural habitat, the oceans. An aquatic tank was used and 3 sharks were placed in the aquatic tank with lots of smaller fish which were ultimately shark food. And having observed the sharks' behaviour for a period of days, the researchers identified that as soon as the sharks got hungry, felt hungry, they would hunt their food, which is how they would respond and how they would behave in their natural habitat. But researchers then wondered what would happen if the sharks weren't able to get to their food, and to explore what would happen here, the researchers placed a glass partition which was invisible to the sharks, but they placed a glass partition halfway down between in the tank between the sharks and the smaller fish. So the sharks could actually see their food, but they couldn't actually get to their food. Now this is a little bit of a challenge when something as scary and terrifying as a shark is hunting. It's a natural hunter, a natural predator, but can't get to what's going to keep it alive. What happened over a period of the following 3 days was the sharks kept hitting their heads on this glass partition that they couldn't see, this invisible barrier they kept encountering, and the sharks learned to start avoiding the pain. They stopped actually moving towards the food, the fish, the nourishment that would actually keep them alive. The researchers identified that sharks would rather starve to death than keep hitting an invisible barrier which they couldn't understand. How about you? How about your team? How about your organisation? Are there some invisible barriers that you may encounter because of what you believe about a person or a situation? Are there barriers that stop you from achieving everything you want to achieve because you believe something to be true? Just like the shark, sometimes people give up far too early, far too soon, and without exploring different ways to achieve the end goal. If there's a relationship that you're in that isn't high trust and it's high maintenance, there's a role that you play in that, in maintaining it. And what I'm inviting you to do, just like the sharks, is try and find a way around it that is good for you, good for your counterpart, and good for the organisation too. Please remember, don't starve like a shark.